Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. Shop 30 to 50% off Movement's innovative California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories with fast free shipping and returns now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.
Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the post clapping. 1, 2, 3. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Potted Together podcast. My name is Becky, but only for close friends. My name is Becca, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Adam and Nicole. Adam and Nikki.
Hello.
Hey.
I don't get a cool shortened name. I mean, people used to call me AJ. Like, that's what I went by my whole life until I graduated college.
AJ, yeah. You're an Adam to me, though. Like, you're Adam. But Becky is like, Becca's all different things. Like,
Rebecca.
Some days she's Bex. Yeah. She's not really Rebecca ever with me. I don't really get Rebecca vibes.
Yeah.
Becky for sure.
What vibes does the name... Like, okay. Have you seen those TikToks where people will dress according to their nicknames? Like, Rebecca would dress this way. Becky would dress this way. Becca dresses... Have you seen those TikToks?
No.
Oh, really? I wanted to do one really bad because my name has so many different variations.
Yeah.
But it's, like, hard to be creative. And I feel like no matter what you choose, people are going to be like, oh, my God, it's so accurate. Because, like, what do we have to go off of? Right?
Yeah. I feel like Becky has a side ponytail. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably because of Full House.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Probably because of Full House.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got a very 1991 vibe.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bex?
This Becky wasn't even born yet. Bex is like a skater girl. She's like edgy.
Yeah. Emo, maybe. Yeah.
Bex is like bi panic for sure.
Bex is bi panic. Bex is bi. She's not even panic. She is bi. Rebecca is like refined. She wears linen.
She's a teacher. She's a teacher.
She is a teacher. She reads books. She drinks tea. And then Becca is like, I don't know. That's the one I go by the most, which is why it's difficult for me to be like, what is she?
Becca's in overalls and boots. Yeah.
Oh, and she's on a tractor.
Yeah.
Yes. She's cutting the lawn.
Becca, yeah, she's a country girl. Becca, that's Becky though. Becky Calhoun.
Becky Calhoun. That's true. That's right.
Oh, anyway, it's a mashup. Okay, so welcome to today's episode. We are talking about how to start collecting houseplants in 2022, which is a fun topic because we're hoping to get in some new people's ears this week. If there's new people out there who are new to houseplants, you are just figuring all this stuff out, and you're wanting to know what the heck to do, where to even start. Us three have been collecting houseplants since 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Very seriously. I think that we all had plants prior to that, but the actual serious collection started around that time. So we've got a couple years on our backs, and we're excited to share with you how you can start, especially in this economy. Wow, things are different. You know, not to be a boomer, but back in our day, things were very different.
Back in our day. So yeah, we just want this episode to help you navigate. And if you have been collecting houseplants for as long as us or even longer than us, we would love for you to pass this off to a new friend, or just you enjoy it as well if you're wanting to like find new ways to like reinvigorate your love for growing houseplants. So, of course, before we get started, we got to get to know each other. We got to figure out what's been going on. So for us, Christmas just happened last week. So we know that Christmas has been over for a while. I'm sorry. But
it's new news for us. So I want to hear about your guys' Christmas.
Yeah, let's bring everybody back to Christmas time.
Well, Nicole got some brand new AirPods, which are in her ears
did.
right now.
Mm-hmm. And they're working great, it seems.
Yes.
They're working great. I haven't gotten a little ding, it's dying, and we've been talking for about an hour before we started the podcast. So that right there is an A++ in my book.
Yes.
I asked Santa for AirPods, and he came through. And he also brought me a cute little flower earbud case, which I'm just in love
Paper
with.
Co. Which
Rifle
I
Paper
love.
Co.
Rifle Paper Co.
Yeah.
Love them.
Me too. So yeah, so that's what I got. I also got a really cute stuffed orchid, which I think Mia picked it out. It was adorable. I haven't given it a name yet. I got some ideas off of Instagram, so maybe I'll have a name for her next week. Or him. I don't know. I haven't decided on a gender yet either. And then I also got a puzzle. And I finished it yesterday.
You did.
Yay!
I love puzzles.
I know. I've been wanting to do one so bad, and now that I have all this time off, I'm just like bored, and that really occupied my time. I was very proud of myself. So I'm gonna like try to tape it and frame it and hang it in
That's what
my.
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's succulents, like cactus and succulents.
Wait, so taping? I thought you would just Mod Podge it.
Or that would probably be easier, right? Because then you can go over the front. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know. It's a cool. It's a really cool. It's the cactus one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I love
My
it so much.
issue with puzzles is I don't have a clean surface to start doing one on. But your house is impeccably clean, Nicole. So I'm sure you have so many tables to put it on.
When you said clean, I thought you meant like just like a free space. Actually, I used my coffee table, and I found it kind of inconvenient because when I wanted to step away from it, I was like, well, shit, I gotta like go upstairs because now I can't watch TV here because I'm gonna, end up doing this puzzle. And that's exactly what happened. I ended up doing the puzzle all day.
Give us.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, I tried to do a puzzle during quarantine last year, and I did not get very far because I was just like, this is boring. I can't do this. This puzzle is way too hard. I think I picked a hard puzzle. I don't know.
What's your puzzle strategy? Puzzle strategy. Do you do that outside edges first?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
So I have to do all
Always.
the outside edges.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is that my mom bought 2 puzzles at the store yesterday because she saw me doing mine, and she's like, she loves puzzles too. And her puzzles are cut weird. Like they're cut super, like you can't tell what's an edge and what's not an edge. Where mine are very
that's a
like
hard one.
jigsaw defined puzzle pieces, Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very hard puzzle.
Is this Christmas?
And this Christmas, Becca just opened up a Christmas present. Oh,
I didn't order this, though, but look.
those are adorable.
Look at that.
I didn't order it. I think that this was a gift.
That's so cute. Those would make good little chair pillows.
Did it come to your
Like-
P.O. box?
Oh, yeah.
My AirPod
No,
just fell out of my ear.
It's from Garnished Garden. They just sent me their dog toys.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's adorable.
That's so cute. What the heck? Sorry, Dano just walked in with it, and I
At
didn't
first, I
order
was
that,
like,
and I was
those
what?
those pillows are really small. Like, whose head's gonna fit on that?
They're dog toys.
That's really cute. Okay, sorry.
Okay, Nicole. Anything else about Christmas? Like, did you have big family get together?
Yeah, so this was our first year because usually Christmas Eve is when we celebrate, and we usually it's just me, Jay, and the kids. And this year it was just us in the morning, and then at night Ted's family came over, and Ted's got a pretty big family, so it's like my sister, her husband, my nieces, and then his sister and her whole family. Which was a lot of fun, but it was also kind of crazy because everybody was scrambling to try to get COVID tests. And like the week before Christmas was pretty awful to try to get like a test. They were all sold out of the test kits in the stores. We did it. We found testing facilities, but It was kind of a headache. And then luckily we did test, which I hope everybody that's listening did, because two of Ted's niece and her husband tested positive and they had no symptoms. They were asymptomatic and they tested positive, both of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they would have came and probably we would have all had COVID, you know?
Yeah.
So it just goes to show, like, you just don't know. Like, even if you don't have symptoms, you just don't know. But yeah, it was, so they couldn't come. So that's kind of sucked. But it was a lot of fun. It was nice to have, like, the house full of people, which we're just not used to. We didn't know how we were going to feel because of after being, like, without family around for so long. And then, but it was great. It was nice.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it was really nice. How about you, Adam? How was your Christmas? What'd you get?
Our Christmas was good. It was just Steve and I. So we were just alone that whole day, which was great. And I had some friends come over later that evening. But he got me a snorkel gear for our next cruises and stuff. Because every time you like stop at a port, you have to rent them for like $30 to $40, which is annoying.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
So I'm just gonna take my own. Which that was a really sweet gift. And he got me new Birkenstocks because I've been complaining about how worn my other ones were.
Nice.
But let me tell you, like, trying to break in Birkenstocks is not fun.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No.
I've never had a pair, but maybe this summer I'll get myself a pair.
Yeah. And then I got him a steel drum because when we were on the cruise, we took a steel drum class together. And we both had a lot of fun, so I was like, oh, I'm going to buy him that. And it's been really fun. So I've been using that a lot. I've been playing but I bought it for him.
That's fun.
Oh, I love those gifts that you buy for someone else, but they're actually for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a new camera, Steve. Oh, I guess I'll take it.
New blender. I bought Daniel a new blender, like our first Christmas, and I was like, oh, wow.
This works so well. But yeah, it was pretty chill. The weekend before, we went and made cookies with my friend Jessie and Lydia, Christmas cookies, because that's kind of one of my favorite things, like making Christmas cookies around Christmas. But we found ourselves in like a Christmas cookie avalanche because we made them with them on Saturday. Then the next day, I made them with my friend Jessica and her family. And then on Monday, I got a big package in the mail from my mom, and she gave me like 3 Tupperware containers full of cookies. So we had just like cookie overload.
Oh my gosh. That's the best part of the holidays, though, is all the sweets.
Oh my gosh.
me.
And I went through them quickly.
Yeah.
But it was
Wow.
good. No snow, obviously, but
Yeah.
No snow.
what about you, Becca? What about your Christmas? Which one was that?
I just know that was Cooper. I just know that you guys can hear my dogs just playing. The squeaky toys. It kills me. Yeah, so our Christmas was good. We stayed home until the 24th, and then we drove to Iowa. And it was nice to just like have a chill pre-Christmas time where like, Kobe, please stop. Go somewhere else with that. The way that he's looking at me right now, you guys, he's like giving me the side eye. He's like, excuse me, this is my time. Okay. Yeah, so we stayed at home until the 24th, and then we went to Daniel's family, and it was really great. It was just very chill, you know. We did some stuff around the house, and they have just a massive family, and my family is big as well, but everybody's so spread out that we don't all get together for every holiday, but that most of them live in the same place. So you got like, I don't know, 25 people. I don't remember how many people, but there's at least 10 kids. Oh, 19 people, I think it was. So that's like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And like growing up, my holidays were always like me, my sister, my parents, and like one set of grandparents.
Yeah.
So my holidays were, they were always like really quiet and chill, and like we're watching movies. But this one, it was like rah 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 rah, you know, that TikTok sound where it's like, I'm spinning like a ballerina. That's what it was like. It was just crazy because there's so many kids. But kids make Christmas fun. So like I'm happy to be around kids for Christmas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was basically it. Like we just hung out and then we left on Monday and came back. And I just have been in like that space where like I don't know what day it is. Koopy! Stop it!
What, Mom? I went to a different spot like you told me to.
I know, I can still hear it.
The squeak just echoes through the house.
Now it's in like the stairwell, which is like a boom box. Anyway, so yeah, like I didn't really know what day it was until Nicole was like, "Are we recording tomorrow?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, today's Wednesday, I guess." So
Yeah. I've been in a cloud. I've been in a total cloud. It's hard when the kids are off of school because it's just like, what day is it? You know, that's pretty much how I spent all of 2020 because they e-learned and I just never knew what day of the week it was.
yeah,
But
yeah, same. But yeah, that was my Christmas and New Year's plans. Anyone?
it's just going to be us. It's me, Jay, my mom, Ted, and Mia. And we're just going to stay home and make some appetizers, some cocktail meatballs, little smokies.
Yeah. Oh,
Do our-
little smokies. Why is that always a New Year's thing? It
They're
is.
so good. So good.
My family always did seafood on New Year's. So we'd like really splurge. We'd get like crab and just like have much fun with the seafood.
We're going to do shrimp scampi.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
And we're just, I don't know, like just PJ it all day and, watch the countdown. And I don't even know who's going to be in Times Square, like performing. Like I usually like to watch like the performances. I want to say I saw LL Cool J might be there.
Who's
maybe?
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
I know, like, I've heard the name many times, but I cannot link the music to the person's name.
I can't even
Like,
think of a
it's
song
90s.
that he sang.
Oh God.
Okay, so I'm not alone.
Yeah.
No. I
I know
can't
him
think
more
of
of an
like a
actor
song
than he is a
name.
singer, you know?
Yeah, he's an actor too.
Yeah.
I need to look up a pic. Okay, cool.
He was in Halloween, H2O.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I cut you off.
LL
Are you
Cool
done? Are you
J.
done with your New Year's plans?
I am. Yeah, we're not doing much.
Okay. Well, neither are we. I'm sure we're just sit home and like watch the ball drop. But the New Year's Day is the 20th anniversary special for Harry Potter with like all of the original cast. So I'm having a big party, and
Are you?
I'm hanging candles from the ceiling. I bought banners for all the houses, and they're hanging in my kitchen right now. And we're making all this
my
themed
gosh.
food and butterbeer, and I'm really excited.
What?
Okay, well, not a big party. Just a few friends in town are coming over. But I'm just, I love
That's
theme
so
parties.
exciting.
That's considered a big party in 2021. A few friends coming over. There's a girl on Instagram. She's a mom, and she like does like house renovations. Angela Rose something. She turned her entire dining room before Thanksgiving into like Hogwarts, and she did that. She hung like candles from her ceiling. I'll have to send you the video. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But she did it for her son, and it was like she went all out.
Yeah.
gosh.
Steve's probably like, what is going on? Because I bought like 36 LED candles, and I'm like, we gotta use some fishing line, and these are all hanging from our kitchen. And I was like, you got to figure out the butterbeer. He bought this like extract, it's called butterfly tea, but it changes colors when acid hits it. And on our cruise ship, there was a drink that they would make it, and it was blue, but then you would take a little cup of like lemon juice and put it in there, and it turned purple. And so he like bought that for like this to make like a potion drink or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm coming over, man. I'm
I'm
You're
jealous.
invited.
What the heck?
Fly to
You
AZ.
live so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's probably, I mean, the expectation, like, because the party hasn't happened yet. So the expectation is like high, and I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. But that day, like, my cheese ball sorting hat's probably going to be flat and look stupid. And so
No, it's going to be great. I'm so excited to hear. People who are listening to this episode will already know how it went. And I'm jealous that they know, and I don't.
yeah.
That's
Jealous of the
really
future.
fun, Adam. Jealous. Wow.
I'm excited to see like the movie cast back. Like, you know, all the OGs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I think for New Year's we're just gonna like go out to dinner, or maybe go like to a bar or something. Like there's like lots of New Year's parties that are ticketed in Colombia, and I think it's so that they can control the capacity.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we're gonna look into that. But like last New Year's, I sat on my couch and cried. So anything could be better than that, you know?
Yeah. I know you had a rough year last year.
It was a hard year. So things are much better this time around, and we're gonna do something fun.
Good.
Yeah, I'm making my blouse today for New Year's, and I'm super excited. I guess I would wear it tomorrow. So,
Are you going to post it on De La Creations?
of course, darling.
Oh shit!
my
New Year's
God.
Eve is
Okay,
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. You better get that party party
Yeah, I know.
planning. Go grocery shopping, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah. I woke up this
Steve's
morning
at
and I was
Sam's
like,
Club
oh,
right
shit.
now.
Good. Good. Yeah, gotta get that stuff going. If I had more friends here, I definitely would have hosted a New Year's party, but I have 2 friends here.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's,
Yeah, no.
it's not a New Year's Eve party either. It's just gonna be New Year's Day. So I
Yeah.
still have a little bit of time.
Oh.
So my New Year's Eve will probably be cleaning the house and decorating.
Yeah.
Fair,
Which is fun.
fair.
yeah.
I feel like that week in between Christmas and New Year's, which all the memes are going around right now because we're living in it, but it's just so like meh. We put the Christmas decorations away a little early, and we're gonna have to take down the outside decorations tomorrow because we're gonna get like a foot of snow on New Year's Day. So we don't want the shit to get buried.
Yeah.
But like it's like the whole like Christmas spirit is just gone, you know? It's over, and I look forward to Christmas all year. So such a bummer. And then when the light stops playing Christmas music, depression kicks in full force.
This is why you
Yeah.
should decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving and give up that whole I can't until after Thanksgiving because you don't get to enjoy it very long.
I know, you're right. You're right. I may just have a fuck it year next year, and I might do it after Halloween. Take down the Halloween stuff, put up the Christmas stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I don't know if I could go that far. I used to be like that, but now I'm like, no, I can't do it until December. Or,
Yeah.
or after Thanksgiving. But I don't know. I used to not even care, but I think my family used to put up the Christmas decorations on Thanksgiving.
We do it the day
that's
after.
what we did as a kid. Yeah, so yeah, but we have a real tree this year and it's still alive. Like she's kicking.
That's
She's looking
great.
great. Yeah, I've heard people
Your
say they
tree's
don't
so
like real
cute.
trees. It's so cute. I love it. I don't want it to die. Actually, I was thinking we went to a place where we cut down our own tree, but I was like, wait, could we have just dug it up? Like, what would they have said if we dug up the tree and potted it?
Becca's looking for roots.
Because it's not like it's going to
Regrow.
It's not going to regrow.
no.
Yeah, so next year I'm going to ask, like, hey, can we just pot it up? And then I'll plant it in my yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Then you're not
Yeah.
wasting a tree.
I know. I feel bad because, like, it's still alive. Like, I've kept it alive. I'm not surprised that I have. It's not hard. You just put water in it. But, yeah, I always hear people complain about real trees, but I'm like, if you have houseplants, like, it should be very easy.
Yeah, I think the
for sure.
majority of the time people just don't water them, you know. My dog
Yeah.
used to drink the water out of the tree. I would just hear
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Classic. Okay, we should get to the topic.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, one more thing. I have one more thing.
Okay.
Jay's birthday's on Monday, which I also hate the fact that his birthday's so close to Christmas because it's just annoying. But we're going out to eat, and we rented one of those igloos, those like outdoor igloos, the heated ones.
Nice.
I know. I'm so excited. So like, I'm curious if any of you guys have like rented one of those or eaten one of those. Leave a comment on today's post on Instagram and let me know like what your experience was. I mean, I'm going to already have that experience as this goes out, but still I'm curious to know.
So
I'm so excited.
Is the restaurant the one that does those igloos, or is it something separate?
Yeah, it's the restaurant that does it. So they're just like outside the restaurant, but you have like your own little private, it's like private dining, you know? I don't know. It looks really cute.
Oh, Columbia has it, and I'm going to see if they're open on New Year's.
Do
that. That's fun. Okay, also LL Cool J. I looked him up. LL Cool J tests positive for COVID-19. Cancels performance on Dick Clark's whatever.
Oh, shit. So he was going to perform. He was scheduled to perform. Not crazy? Okay.
Yeah, he was going to, but he has COVID, so he can't.
Fabulous.
Very good.
Well, I don't know. We'll see who's going to be there. I don't think it's a great lineup this year, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think they canceled like the people. Oh my gosh. Okay. Reservations are not required, but recommended guarantee of igloos. Wow.
Is it in Columbia?
Yeah, it's at this bar in Columbia. They also have igloos.
Very cool. Yeah, I remember when they started them. They started them in 2020, and it was this big thing with restaurants trying to get loans because they're so expensive. Like they're thousands of dollars for these igloos, and they're lit up and they're heated, obviously, and you can fit like 2 to 8 people in them, according to this restaurant by our house. The place is like 5 minutes from us, which I'm also excited about.
Yeah, I highly doubt that it's still available for New Year's Eve. Let's see. Booking, no, not available.
Dang.
No, I wish I would have known about this. Nicole, why didn't you tell us before?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, geez, it's like, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna be tacky. As I just saw the price.
Well, okay, that's another thing. So the price of these things vary drastically because I was expecting it to be a lot of money because I saw downtown Chicago was like $89 per person for the rental of the igloo. That's not including your dinner. And then if you're just going for like drinks, there's like a 2-hour cap and you have to spend at least $60 on drinks. It was this astronomical amount, which to me that's astronomical. Maybe to some
this
of you
was
it's
much
not.
more. What I just saw, it was like $400.
Oh,
and I don't know if it said $400 to $600, and I don't know if that even includes food. I didn't look because I'm not paying that.
If it's a special New Year's thing, my guess is it's like maybe it's all inclusive.
All inclusive.
It's all sold out on New Year's, so that's just like in January.
Oh shoot!
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, was only the one that we did was only $29 for the igloo itself, like not even per person.
That's amazing.
So maybe it's gonna be this rinky dinky, like broken down igloo, but hey,
I'm just
there's a
picturing
leak in it.
I'm picturing you just like rocking up and it's just like a Coleman tent like put in the parking lot.
Oh, they like cut off the top and put plastic over it.
Yeah, you could see the stars. No, I don't know.
Yikes.
We'll see.
Yikes. Okay. So for our newbies out there, let's talk about how to start collecting plants in 2022. Where to even start.
Where to start?
First thing, if you're starting to collect houseplants, there's a lot of people around you. Here's my tip. We're going to just like switch off between us. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people around you that collect houseplants. So I would say join a local Facebook group or your local indoor jungle directory group. I don't know how active people are on that anymore. I've sort of neglected it. So anyway, just join a local group. Basically is my number one tip. And honestly, if somebody joined my local group and was like, hey, I'm brand new to houseplants, does anybody want to just donate?
Right.
You know, I would be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take some cuttings and like bring them to you. Like, let's meet at the grocery store or whatever. Like, I would do that. Mm-hmm. If I was in the right mood, of course. But like, I feel like that's a good thing to do. but then again, my mind immediately goes to, okay, but someone could just be a scammer trying to get free cuttings to resell. So I don't know. See, that's another thing that we didn't have to think about when we started.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Lots of scammers out there. But I would say try something like that, or like see if there's anything selling in your local groups. Because you obviously can't trade, so you're going to have to buy unless you have friends around you who you can just get cuttings from.
Right.
And with etiquette for getting cuttings from friends, if they're your close friend, you could literally just be like, can I have a cutting of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your friend will be like, no, F off. Or they'll be like, yeah, sure. So that's fine. You know how to talk to your friends. But if it's like an acquaintance, like a plant acquaintance, maybe you could say, hey, like, are you willing to sell anything? Whatever. Like, do you think that's appropriate? Is there anything you'd be willing to sell me to get my collection started?
Yeah.
Like cuttings?
Yeah, and we have a whole episode dedicated to etiquette on that, and like, asking people for plants. But yeah, I think that it wouldn't. I would say like to try to make some friends on Instagram or Facebook first, and then maybe you'd feel more comfortable asking them instead of just like dipping into somebody's DMs and being like, yo, I saw that plant on your page. Got any cuttings?
Right.
I feel like it slaps different though when it's just like a generalized, like, are you wanting to sell any cuttings, other than like if one of us posts a photo and people are like, oh, I want cuttings of that. Like, that's a lot different than you just being like, generalized, like, is there anything, But if someone's like specific plant, like, I want that cutting of that plant, it's like, no.
Right. Yeah, my page is on a shopping cart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I'd say stick to local people. Find people locally. But honestly, I think just making a post in your local group would be really great, because there's so many people who are just so willing to be like, oh yeah, here, like, take this. We'll meet up at the grocery store, get you set up. Yeah. So that's my first tip. That's like the free way and like the best way, because if you kill the things, it's not going to be sad because you spent zero money on it. And you can start these things in water. Just put it in a jar of water. Like, if you're an absolute beginner, just do water.
Did we all start in water? I feel like I propagated only in water for a really long time.
Yeah, I did. I still do, but I've moved on a little. For the most part, I've moved on. But yeah, I mean, it works. And it's easy. Pretty foolproof.
Right.
Okay, who's next?
I want to say on the other side of that coin, if you are a plant person like us that has a collection, sometimes, like, maybe you could just reach out in that group and be like, hey, I'm just trying to think of, like, maybe someone would be in that group kind of lurking and be too scared to be like, does anyone have anything? So I don't know. It's kind of hard because you don't know who they're going to go to. Like, that person could already have a huge collection or whatever. But if you have a lot of plants right now, you can propagate a few. And if you know of a friend who doesn't have any plants, like, bless their life with some greenery,
Yeah, that's true. I did that with my cousin. She didn't have any plants and, like, always said that she killed things. But I was like, oh, here's some leaves to just keep in water. And I visited a couple over Thanksgiving, and they were still there in water, and it's, like, perfect.
Still thriving, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And if you have someone that you really, really do not like, buy a fiddle leaf fig and just give it to them and be like, here, this plant means a lot, so it really needs to stay alive.
Oh no, that's awful.
This is a cutting from my grandmother's fiddle leaf fig, so please don't kill it. But it's like totally not. It's like from Lowe's. Yeah. That is cruel.
The Lowe's discount section.
Yeah. Yikes.
Well, I have a tip, I guess. I'm thinking on the other side of that too. And if you don't want to resort to Facebook, or you don't want to join any plant groups, or maybe you just don't like social media, but you're listening to this podcast, I don't know how that happened. Maybe you want to go into some plant stores and you just want to start there. I would say to, go to some local plant stores first instead of your big box stores, because they'll be more likely to help you, and they'll be more likely to actually have plants that will survive in your care as a new plant parent.
Yeah.
Big
more
box
likely
stores,
to be pest free.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Because, if you're a new plant parent, you may not know the types of mediums you should be using, or you may not know what root rot is, or, all the basics. And I feel like, plants at smaller shops, they put more effort into their plants and they take care of their plants a little bit better than big box stores. And plus you can walk in and probably talk to somebody that works there and they can give you some tips on what plants to start with, as opposed to somebody at like Lowe's or Home Depot who's just in that department that day and doesn't know anything about houseplants. Not to say that all those employees are like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's not the point of their job to know and take care of plants. Yeah, that's a good tip. Like becoming friends with your local plant store and their employees is like the best thing you can do. Actually, I was in Vintage Hill the other week because I had my book signing, and this girl walked in with like a dead plant. It was pretty bad. And she was so upset, and she's like, "I'm killing it, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong." And like 4 employees crowded around her and were like, number one, helping her, but also encouraging her and saying like, "Well, here's what you need to do." I happened to be there. I was like, "Take this book, get this soil, you're going to be fine." And like that just would not happen in Lowe's. Like you would not have, I mean, take me out of the equation. You would not have 4 employees who are like encouraging you and know what the heck they're talking about and are willing to help you. Yeah. So that was a really sweet thing. So that's a good tip, Nicole.
That is a good tip.
And don't be afraid to like go to those places and be like, "I fucked up. Can you help me?"
I fucked up.
Yeah.
Because we all do.
Yeah.
I was good. It's funny because like the first thing I thought of was like, don't be afraid of big box stores.
Well, that's okay. It's a different take.
That is a different take on it because, go ahead.
But here's what I wanted to say is like the big box stores are going to have some affordable plants that are relatively in good shape, relatively speaking. But what I didn't understand when I started collecting plants was that there are pests in this world that specifically attack plants. I had no idea. I had no idea spider mites were a thing. I had no idea mealybugs were a thing. I had thrips, none of it. I was just like, anyway. So I would say if you go to a big box store and you get your first plant, also swing by the insecticide area and buy just like an all-purpose insecticidal soap. Because plants have pests, and a lot of the times the big box stores, since they're not being looked over by like a plant specialist, they may have pests on them from the nursery they came from. So just like get yourself an insecticidal soap, a spray. I think Bonide makes one.
Yeah.
And then just like douse your new plant when you get home in the sink or in the bathtub, and do that like every couple of days for a week, and you should be golden. I don't know. That's what I think. I think that if there's something on there, that should take care of it.
Totally.
But I just remember when I first started collecting, I was like, consume. Like I went to Walmart, Lowe's, like on the weekly, and was like, I haven't seen this plant before, bought it. I haven't seen this one before, bought it.
Yeah.
So pump the brakes.
And I mean, if that's something that like, you have the means to do, or like that you're wanting to do, like Adam said, like you can do that. Just maybe watch 1 or 2 or 3 of our pest videos before you go, so you know what to look for.
Yeah.
Becca's got a great one on spider mites.
Oh God.
Featuring all of us.
Yeah, I had to look back at that video to post like a little bit of it in another video, and I was like, wow, this was a really hard time in my life. Like I really went through it. That people still comment on that video all the time, and they're like, I feel so much less alone. Thank you so much. I'm like, girl, you're welcome. I needed this video.
I knew me pulling out my cell phone and getting some of that footage was going to be a good idea for you.
Yeah. It's like a very get your fucking footage. It's a very violating feeling to realize that you have pests, though. And like
it is, yeah.
It's like violating. You're like, what the heck? Like I love this plant, and like there's this bug that's killing it. It's shocking. So yeah, I think that like understanding that pests exist early on is a great thing that you can do for yourself. It'll save you a lot of heartache. And like learning how to identify them early as well is the most helpful thing. Shoot, what was I gonna say? Because now it's my turn again. Ugh.
Sorry.
Oh, no, what are you apologizing for, Nicole?
Because
You're fine.
I probably cut off your train of thought.
No, it's okay. Okay, so what I wanted to say, the next tip number 4, is don't buy a plant without at least Googling it, at the very least. And as Adam just said, like, it's so easy to just go and like pick this up, pick that up, get this. This looks cool. I've never seen this before. We've all done it. You probably already have done it, maybe, or you'll be tempted to. But at the very least, like the tags at the store, whether it's like a big box store or like a nice family-owned local nursery, they're probably not going to be that informative either on like the tag. So because it's just hard to say what exactly a plant is going to need. There's no like hard and fast rules for any plant because it really depends on the environment that it's going to live in.
Hello.
So what I say is Google the plant, look at like at least 2 different articles on the plant because they're definitely out there. Every plant I've ever purchased, I've been able to find an article. Somebody wrote a care guide.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like somebody selling the plant online and they have like a really in-depth care guide. I clung to those web pages in my early plant parenthood, and I still do. If it's a new plant that I've never had, I'll still do that. So, you know, people who have had the plant have put out this helpful information. You know, you'll know if the plant is susceptible to a certain pest, or you'll know what kind of light it needs, how often you need to water it. And again, these are not hard and fast rules, but it helps you to decide like, oh, this plant needs a lot of humidity. And I live in Arizona. So let's be honest,
Yeah.
this is not going to work out. So yeah, that would have saved me a lot of heartbreak in the very beginning if I did that more often. But there's nothing wrong. You could just do it in the store. You're standing there. Nicole, did you just go pee?
I did.
I'm mother freaking shocked. That was
I did.
15 seconds.
Yeah, my
I was
hands are
still
nice
in the
and
same
clean.
I was still in the same sentence. Like
I know. It was. And it's that time of the month. I'm in and out, girl. I don't play any games.
wow, that was pretty good.
Yep, you're welcome.
So yes, that's my tip. Google it. Don't be afraid. Even if you're in the store, you've already picked it up, just freaking type it into the Google search bar.
Yeah.
Google it.
So you at least know what you're getting yourself into.
One thing I think that kind of haunts a lot of new plant parents is the overwatering issue. And I know it's so confusing because here we were saying like, you can grow a plant in just water, but then also you can kill a plant with water. So it's like, it's just, sometimes it's just like, I don't know. They're so conflicting ideas, but I would say the number one reason people kill plants if they're brand new to taking care of plants is overwatering. And that is because if you have a substrate or your soil that's like soaked with water, the roots are getting strangled basically because your roots still need oxygen. And when you just put a plant in water itself, there's oxygen molecules in there, H2O, you know, there's oxygen molecules in there. So it's still kind of getting oxygen. But when you put a plant in soil and soak it, the soil kind of just like strangles those roots and they die. So I would just let everyone know the biggest surprise to me when I started houseplant collecting was that plants wanted to dry out. Like I had no idea that houseplants wanted to dry all the way through. They wanted their soil to dry, most of them. Before you water them again, I was like, okay, every couple days I'm just going to put a glass of water in this plant. Well, no, that's surefire death. So
Right.
watering, if you're getting into houseplants in 2022, just like make sure you are light-handed on the watering and, you know, buy a moisture meter because that will detect how much moisture is in your soil.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That was a lifesaver.
The
Moisture
moisture.
meter for me in the beginning.
Yeah, I still cling to my moisture meter, honestly. Certain plants, it's hard to tell. So definitely, like, don't be afraid. They're like $10, if that. You can get them at the local store, or you can order it online. And something with the water that you said, Adam, reminded me, that is why you need to change out your water in your propagations every couple of days or once a week at least, because the oxygen leaves the water, and then that's when plants will rot in water because there's no oxygen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you're going to have plants in water, just switch out the water.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Give it a fresh up every couple weeks or every week. I use the moisture meter still with my big pots because my finger, like I'm not going to jam my entire wrist down into the pot to see if it's wet. Yeah. So I use it, especially like because one of my first plants was a fiddle leaf fig, which I know we just threw some shade on earlier in this episode. But I am grateful for the lessons that plant taught me, because that plant helped me troubleshoot and figure out like what plants need to live. I mean, it's no longer with me anymore, but it helped me. It served its purpose. But, that one had a huge pot, and I had to stick the moisture meter all the way down, because sometimes like the top fourth of the soil would be dry, and that's all my finger would go through. But then the bottom was still really saturated. So,
and that's where the roots are.
And that's where the roots are.
Wait,
yep.
Can one of you explain this whole sticking your finger in the soil thing? Because I just started collecting houseplants in 2022, and I've never even heard of this. What is that even?
Oh my gosh.
What is that? Why would I do that? It's dirty.
But my nails.
That's why I have short nails, everybody. Never have long nails, because I just can't deal with that. Why would I stick my fingers in there? Put that on a t-shirt.
Okay.
idea.
What Becca's kind of referring to is that you have your pot of soil and you don't know if your plant needs watered, so you do the finger test, and basically you just stick your finger in the soil to like your second knuckle just to see, because sometimes the top of the soil will be bone dry, but just a little bit underneath you'll see it'll be, I don't want to say moist. But
moist.
I just said it.
Be nice and wet.
But yeah, so that's why you want to do the finger test for your smaller pots, I think, right? Is that what you were? Yeah. And if your finger's a little damp when it comes out, you'll know that you probably don't need to water it. But if you feel like it's bone dry, even down to your second knuckle, then it's probably time for a drink.
Yeah.
But it definitely only pertains to smaller plants, I feel, because I used to do the finger test too. But like you said, that's not going to work on your giant plants that are going to contain and hold more of that moisture for a longer period of time anyway, because there's more soil in them. So,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Smaller pots. See, when you start out, you might gravitate towards small plants, but small plants are going to need water more often. So that's something to think about as well. So, typically you'd wait like 10 days between waterings. That's pretty much my rule of thumb, is about 10 days. But smaller pots, maybe 5 days, maybe 7 days. It just really depends, because those small pots don't hold as much soil. So,
yeah.
Which is another thing that kind of confused me when I first started collecting plants, because not knowing anything about plants, I kind of thought, oh, it's a small pot, it doesn't need as much water because it's a little plant, so it doesn't need that much water. And this big plant, well, I have to water this every day because it's huge and it needs all that water. But when you think about it, it's really about how long it takes the soil to dry out.
Yep.
So
exactly.
it's like the reverse,
Yeah. And speaking of watering, so often people will message me like, oh, my plant died, but I don't water it too much. I just give it like a cup of water every 10 days. And I'm like, well, that's why it died, because it's not getting enough water. So think of your soil like a sponge. It's a living, breathing thing, right? So it's a sponge, and when it's dry, it'll constrict, and it takes a while to rehydrate that soil. So one little cup of water every 10 days is not going to be enough. So I am a big advocate for just taking all my plants to the sink, or putting them outside to water, or just finding a way to put multiple cups of water on them, and, waiting for it to drip out the bottom a lot. Not just until it drips out the bottom a little bit, but like you want it to be like really coming out the bottom. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So especially even with cactus, I see a lot of people like, oh, well, I only give it like half a cup of water every 3 weeks. I'm like, no. You need to soak that cactus, because when it rains in the desert, it rains. It's not just getting a little bit. So, that's another big thing, is take it to the sink and just pour water over it and make sure you have a drainage hole. No exceptions.
Yeah.
If you're new, no exceptions. You have to have a drainage hole.
Right, especially if you're new.
And you just, and you watch the water flow through that multiple times, because that's what I do with my soil plants still to this day. They all go to the sink. I soak them, and then I'll let it sit for like 30 minutes. I'll come back and I'll soak it again, and then drain it and put it back in its spot.
Yeah, because you want that soil to be evenly saturated. If it's not evenly, if there's dry spots, it's not going to be good for the plant. And no, you have to have a drainage hole. Hear me on this. You're not special. You need a drainage hole.
And if you have some pots handed down from grandma and they don't have a drainage hole, I have a great informational video on my channel on how to make drainage holes, and it's pretty freaking comical. So you can go watch that.
We'll link it in the show notes. And also,
Drill
if you have a pot without a drainage hole, you could just use it as a cover pot. It's so easy. You just keep it in the nursery pot and just pop it in. And then you can pop it out to water it and pop it back in when you're done. So,
Yep. And make sure that no water is sitting in that cover pot.
At the bottom.
Dry it out.
Dry it out. Put some rocks at the bottom of your cover pot, but not at the bottom of your pot. Because that's not real.
It's okay.
People that are newbies are going to be like, fuck this. I'm not collecting plants.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Because I was just going to be like, maybe we should explain cover pot a little better, or cash po, is it also called? And then Becca's like, also put rocks here, but don't put rocks here. But you could sometimes put rocks here. Never here.
That could be a whole other episode.
Yeah.
where to put rocks.
Okay, what's a cover pot?
Yeah, cover pot or cash pot. Yeah, cash po. I don't know why I always. So decorative pots that are cute, which is what most people probably want in their house, usually don't have drainage. You buy them at TJ Maxx, you buy them at Home Goods, you buy them at Target. Sometimes they don't have drainage. So what you would do is you could buy that pot, but then you would take the plant that's in a plastic nursery pot and just set that whole system inside the cute pot. So it looks like it's in a cute pot, but you're not actually planting it in there. And then you can pull that nursery pot out and the plant out, and you can water that easily in the sink. And then once it's drained, you can set it right back in that cute pot, the cover pot or the cash po, and have vibes. Have the good vibes. But, yeah.
When I first started collecting houseplants, I gravitated more towards terracotta, which I feel can be a good starting point for people collecting houseplants. Obviously, it depends on the plant, but if we're talking about plants that typically want to dry out fully before watering, which are most, going with terracotta is nice because it does allow the plant to dry out completely because of the porous material of the pot.
Yeah.
So that's another.
Yeah, if you're
Did you just pee?
Yes.
That was really fast. That was way quicker than me.
No way. Yours is way quicker. I even washed my hands.
Your turn, Adam.
I can pee without even getting up. I just have a bottle here.
Gross.
Wait, you guys, that reminds me. Okay, the other day, Christmas Eve morning, I woke up and I was certain that I had a UTI. Certain. Okay?
Oh.
I felt that horrible feeling in my bladder and I went pee and it hurt so bad. And I was like, no, because I would have to go to the doctor and get medication. It's just a whole thing. You can't leave these things untreated.
No.
So I chugged my entire huge hydro flask. Maybe it's 64 ounces. It's huge. And then I peed 3 more times and I was okay. But I drank all that water and we had to drive 3 hours. But
Did you have a go girl?
yes. My mom got me them for Christmas because I was telling her about this one time when I what did I do? Oh, I held my pee for so long I got a UTI. Anyway, it's a whole thing. So she gave me these things for Christmas and she's like, it was from Santa. It was from Santa. And it said, try not to pee your pants. And I was like, haha, this is funny. Okay. So I remembered that I had them. I was like, oh, I'll just bring it on the road trip. We don't even need to stop. So I had that horrible pee pain. And you know the pee pain when you have a UTI? Nicole?
Yeah, I
don't
do.
know. You've probably
Yeah.
not had one, Adam, have you?
No.
Okay. It is urgent and it hurts.
It's awful. It's
yeah.
awful.
And like it wasn't to the extent that like a UTI would be, but like my bladder was struggling. And if I didn't like figure something out, it was gonna anyway. So I went into the back seat. I was like, it's fine. Like you don't even need to stop. Like I have this thing. Like I was holding my pee because I was excited to use this.
What is
So,
this thing?
It's like a funnel.
It's like, yeah, it's like a funnel basically.
I'm definitely getting visuals.
You just
sorry,
like
I'm
cup
la-
it.
I'm laughing at Nicole's
You cup
face
it.
that you guys can't
There-
see.
Did you spill any?
Okay, well, listen. So I get in the back seat. We're in my car. My car is so small.
Oh my god.
It was horrible. Okay, so first of all, I've never peed standing up in my life. Okay, so first I have like stage fright because of that. And then I have stage fright because I'm trying to pee in a moving vehicle. Like, what?
Standing up in your little car.
Well, I was like squatting.
Okay.
But still, like it was horrible. Okay, so like it hurts so bad. My body is like, fucking pee, bitch. And my body will not release it. And like you're not supposed to force yourself to pee because that's bad. So I was trying to relax and just like breathe through it, but like nothing was coming out. And then finally something came out and it felt like I was peeing through like a stir stick straw. You know those things?
Yeah.
So like stuff was coming out and I had a little bit of relief, but I also peed on the seat and I was like
At least it was clear. If you drink that much water.
It was absolutely clear. There was
Yeah.
nothing. And there was like a blanket on the seat, so like it wasn't that gross. But because my dogs, you don't
Yeah.
let
And
them
it's
just.
sterile. It's
Yeah.
sterile.
So anyway, I didn't get all of
crying.
it out. Like I thought that I did, but I was like, I still feel like I have to pee. So like, can you just stop at like the next gas station? So Daniel stops and I peed for like 5 minutes. Like I had so much pee in my bladder, so much. And it felt like a very normal pee. Like I was like, okay, I'm in the clear for the UTI. But when I was in the car, I was like, I for sure have a UTI. I was freaking the freak out. Like I had a panic attack and Daniel's just like driving and I'm like, it hurts so bad. I can't pee.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But also,
so-
whoever invented that, I'm sorry, but the stuff down there doesn't work that way. Like, we can't stand in like a
It's
funnel.
It was
it's
hard.
It's gonna get places. It's gonna go places.
I just sent you the image, Nicole, in our group chat so you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, you have to have a very
okay.
You have to have it
You have to have a
hermetically
very, like-
sealed to your vagine.
yeah, and also you have to have a very confident pee stream. If your pee is like, because you know how sometimes when you pee it'll go in a weird direction. Like
Yeah.
if that's
Every morning.
happening, yeah, I'm sure you can relate, Adam. No. And also, I don't even know how that happens. Like, if like the little lips are like.
Welcome to
I'm
our
gonna leave it at
podcast.
that.
How in the fuck did we get to this topic?
Welcome to our podcast. Okay, come to me for plant advice. Don't come to me for life advice because I'm a mess. It's not going well.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Woo! Anyway, okay, I'm going to steer away from that topic. But anyway, wait, how did we even get to that?
Because you guys
I know, we
both went
both
peed, and
peed.
I was like, oh, I could just do it here without moving, and then
Oh, okay.
it was my fault. It really was my fault,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry.
I just need to I need to practice using it so that I can feel comfortable, but my body was like, we're not peeing standing up. You cannot do
Yeah.
this. This
Yeah,
is
that
not
would be
happening.
very. I'm trying to envision that not going well. Like, I can understand why your body was like, "What's happening here?" Like,
Yeah.
sit down.
yeah, so
It was very confusing.
I struggle with pee shyness. Like, sorry, we're
Me too.
gonna go on with a little bit of pee talk here. But men usually don't have like. Usually, it's just very exposed when you're going to the bathroom in a public restroom.
Which is so awkward.
That is
At-
so strange.
at
I
the
never
urinals?
understood that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I get it. Who thought
You
of
could
that,
just look
you know?
over. You're tall. It could
Yeah, I
happen on
know.
accident.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A couple
Ah.
of things that I do is like I'll focus on something on the urinal, like the writing of like the brand, and I'll just like trace it with my eyes. Like,
Yeah.
And then my body's usually like, okay, we can go now. But there's been so many times where my kidneys are in pain because I've like need to pee, and I'll rock up to a urinal and like I can't, like my body physically won't pee if someone's standing in the stall like the urinal next to me. Like my body is just like, nope.
Yeah.
So
me
do you
too.
like go into the stall and then do it, or is that like people get made fun of for going to the stall to pee?
Jay
Yeah.
goes in the stall.
But yeah, I go in the stall now because I was like, you know what? Who cares? Like who cares?
Yeah. It's so like when you go and pee in a public place, like also like the gaps in the doors are so big. This is only in the United States, I
Yes.
think. Every country I've ever
Yes.
been to, this is not a thing. Like they have like real doors. And I just don't understand
Some places, some restaurants or like wedding venues always appreciate the real doors. Like
yeah.
solid top to bottom shut.
It's not even
Yeah.
like that much more expensive. Like it's like an inch of materials. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. It's so uncomfortable because like and then you get in the habit of looking through the crack to see if the stall is open, and I'm like, oh God. And you make eye contact sometimes. It's just horrible. Like it's just horrible. Not that I do that all the time. I don't go to the bathroom in public that often because I'm home all the time, but okay, anyway. New to owning houseplants. If you can't be standing up, I don't know how you're going to do. That's all I have to say.
Okay, well, I have another, to get back on track, I had one other thing that we didn't mention, but it kind of goes with Googling. I feel like even if you're like not into social media, you can still do a quick YouTube search. I feel like the YouTube houseplant community has boomed over the past 3 years. You know, we joined in 2019, but there are a ton of houseplant owners on YouTube with tips, tricks, everything. So like, even if you've watched our videos, you can always go watch someone else's care videos or pest videos or whatever. And, you know, if you're interested in buying a specific houseplant, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Sometimes I feel like when you Google things and you're looking for articles, you'll sometimes get those real basic, like, you know, here's 5 tips to do this. And sometimes they're not always accurate. So a lot of the times I feel like it's nicer to get people's actual perspective and advice from going through it, and
Yeah.
it's more
Totally.
relatable.
Yeah. And finding somebody who lives in a similar environment as you is helpful too. Because the plant advice can differ based on where you live, you know, based on weather. Even though we're inside, it still affects things. You think we got 2 more in us?
Each or 2 more total?
Total?
Because I have
total.
one that I was just thinking of.
Okay.
A lot of the times, like when someone decides that they want to have a plant in their home, you gravitate towards the large plants at the store, which I would too, because you want to fill a space. Like you have a corner, you're like, oh, I want a plant there, so you buy like this really large plant. But a lot of the times, I feel like the shock from going from like a nursery, which has perfect conditions, to a home really shocks a plant. And that's a lot of the time when a plant struggles to like be beautiful for when you move it to your home. So maybe start a little smaller. I don't know. Or do you guys feel like more mature plants are a little more hardy to the switching of conditions?
I feel like it could go both ways, but I would probably agree that starting smaller would be better because it hasn't had a lot of time to adapt to whatever environment you're buying it out of. So you can always, you know, you're pretty much growing it from a baby at your house at that point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think starting small is better because you get to actually watch it grow. You get to see its growth habit. You can move it around a lot easier. And I just think that buying a plant as your first plant to be a decoration piece is a bad idea in general. Because like that's, like Adam said, that's a big reason why a lot of people will buy houseplants. And like they're great for decoration, of course, but you can't say, oh, this spot needs a plant and then go out and buy a plant. You need to like think about the environment that spot is, like how much light is it getting? Is there a vent? Is this a dark corner? Maybe I won't buy a gigantic fiddly fig, you know? So
Yeah.
it's there's not a bad thing to decorate with plants, but it's a living thing, and it's not going to mold to your environment. This plant has existed for longer than you've been alive, probably, so it's not going to change just for you, right?
Mm-hmm. I have another one, which this is going to be tip 9, so maybe if you have one more we can end it on tip 10.
Okay.
Tip 9. If you are new to the houseplant community and you're looking for more like individuals to talk to about houseplants, another option would be to look for local plant swaps in your neighborhood, maybe in like the spring or the summer, maybe even the fall, depending on where you live. You can go to a local plant swap, and you may not have like a ton of plants to bring to a plant swap, but you don't necessarily have to bring a ton of plants. Even if you have like a pothos or like a heartleaf philodendron, you can always just take little cuttings of that plant and bring those, meet other people. You can have some conversation about houseplants there, and you can also gain some other houseplants from that. Or you can also bring like plant supplies to a plant swap too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, or anything. Like if you create
like
arts and crafts, if you have some sort of art that you make, people will swap anything,
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But that's a great environment to, chat about houseplants, especially if you're new to the community and you're looking to build your collection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if people don't want to trade with you, they'll probably just give you the plant. Stay to the end. Stay till the end, because people don't want to go home with their stuff, so they'll just be giving it away at that point.
That's right.
Yeah. This is a good way to round it out. Expect plants to die.
Yes.
But
Yes,
be
yes,
okay with
yes.
it. And think about each plant purchase as you purchasing a lesson. You're learning something. It's not like you're buying something to possess. It's kind of like in relationships. Like, I don't own my husband. He's his own person. He has
for yourself.
But yeah, so he has his own life. He does his own thing. Obviously we live together. We love each other. We have his life together. But at the end of the day, he's an individual. I'm an individual. And this plant is not going to bend to what you want. So what you can really just do is strap in and go along for the ride and learn from the plant, because the plant is going to teach you so much. I'm sure that we all have a plant that taught us something early on that was such a valuable lesson. For me, it was my Photonia. Adam, fiddly fig. Nicole,
Donkey tail.
So yeah, we each have a plant that made a big impact on us. And we probably, Nicole, you might still have that donkey tail.
Sure do.
Okay, and Adam and I do not.
No,
so,
mine's dead.
So yeah, it's just sweet to think these plants teach us something. We're buying a lesson. We're buying an experience. We're not necessarily buying an object to possess. And we are buying an object to possess, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
So, and it hurts a lot less when it dies, because you can think about and reflect on what this plant taught you and what you're going to do moving forward to not lose a plant in the future. But we've been collecting for a long time, and we're still, I mean, I make videos every year rounding up all my plant deaths. It happens. So, don't be too heartbroken if it does happen. Just get better with every time it happens.
That's a
Learn
beautiful
something
message. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is.
thanks.
It's a lesson.
Good job.
Now, what's your second husband going to teach you? Just kidding.
Well, first one didn't work out, so hopefully this next one will. No. Yeah. So yeah, those are our tips for new houseplant parents, and we kind of went off a lot and did a bunch of tangents, but there's so much information packed into this episode. So if you want to have a place to come back to this information and not have to listen to me talk about pee, you can go over to our website. Our shiny new website. We didn't even mention it last week.
No,
We didn't even know. But the website is finished, and we have some show notes up there. So the show notes for this episode are live for you to go and just look back and reference. And if we reference any of our videos or any specific tips or products, we will be linking the pea cup as well. I'm just kidding. We could actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll have a show notes page on our website for you to check out. So go check out our shiny new website. Let us know what you think. Let us know what we can add or, to make it better for your experience as a listener. We would love to have, this be like another place for you to go for referencing all things potted together. So anyway.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
I think from just judging by our Instagram stories today, Spotify, it now allows you to rate a podcast. They did not have ratings for a long time.
I saw that.
Oh.
So hop over to Spotify, give us a 5 stars only.
5 stars.
5 stars only. Leave the stars if it's not a 5.
No.
Keep them.
Or, because I think the only two you can give us a rating on is Apple and Spotify now. So if you would, that would mean the world to us if you gave us a rating. You don't have to do 5 stars. You can be an honest rating, but we would love 5 stars.
Nothing less than 4, okay? Just so we're clear.
It could be a 4, but nothing else.
It can be 4, but...
Yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
Honestly, we don't have that many super low reviews, so I think we're doing okay. Once people get it, the girls who get it, and the girls who don't. That's really what it is. That's what's going on here. We chat. We're very chatty. We're friends. We are business partners, but we're freaking friends. So we're going to get off on tangents, but I think that's fun personally. So that's the kind of stuff I prefer to listen to, because when it's here's my notes and this is what we're saying, it's so boring.
Yeah.
Well, it's not boring, but there's a place for that kind of content, and we're just not in that place.
Is that it?
Follow us on Instagram, Potted Together. We usually have our Instagram posts be a message board, a comment section. So if you want to leave a comment about anything that we talked about today, you can do that over on that post. And again, if you have been collecting houseplants for forever, but you're listening anyway, share this with somebody who's new. If you have a local group on Facebook, share a link to this podcast with the people listening or people in your group. That would mean so much to us, because we're really trying to grow this podcast and get into lots of people's ears. We just really want to be a helpful resource and a helpful laugh resource too. So Instagram, we have a YouTube video out about organizing our plant spaces, which was fun.
That was so much fun.
We had so much fun doing that. So
I feel so organized now, you guys.
Same.
Wow.
It's like a weight lifted off my shoulders. So go check that out and follow us on Instagram individually. Adam is NotDude, KNOT. Nicole is My Clean Leaves, and I am De La Plants. And we will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.
Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. Shop 30 to 50% off Movement's innovative California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories with fast free shipping and returns now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.